Hold on to your joysticks, gamers. GameStop is making a big move, a Bitcoin-sized move. The video game retailer just dropped a bombshell. They're diving headfirst into the world of cryptocurrency. Yeah, you heard that right. Bitcoin, what does this mean? GameStop's sitting on a mountain of cash, over $4 billion, and they're ready to use a chunk of it to buy Bitcoin. We're not talking about a little dip in the crypto pool either. Think 20,000 to 40,000 Bitcoins. That's enough to make them one of the biggest corporate Bitcoin holders on the planet, right up there with Tesla and MicroStrategy. The internet exploded, memes were born, Wall Street started sweating. GameStop, the company that was left for dead, is back in the headlines, and this time they're not messing around. Please like and subscribe for more updates. Remember the GameStop short squeeze of 2021? Yeah, the one that turned Wall Street upside down and made some Redditors millionaires overnight. This Bitcoin move, it has the potential to make that look like a warm-up act. See, when GameStop buys Bitcoin, a few things happen. First, their own value could skyrocket. Second, the hedge funds that bet GameStop, they're in a world of hurt. And third, the millions of everyday investors who love GameStop and love Bitcoin, they're about to become best friends. This is about more than just video games and digital currency. It's about the little guy taking on the establishment. It's about challenging the rules of the game. It's about to get wild. So buckle up, Buttercups, because things are about to get interesting. All right, let's talk numbers. GameStop, the company that once thrived on retail therapy, is now making headlines for a completely different reason. GameStop, as of right now, is sitting on a hoard of cash. This isn't just pocket change, it's a substantial amount. We're talking over $4 billion, which last time I checked is a lot of loot even for a dragon. Imagine the possibilities with that kind of money. Now, they could have played it safe, invested in boring old bonds, maybe spruced up the break rooms in their stores, but nope. Playing it safe isn't in their playbook. GameStop decided to be bold. They chose a path that few would dare to tread. They're taking a gamble, and it's a big one. Bitcoin. Yes, you heard that right. The digital currency that's been making waves. They're whispering about buying up to 40,000 Bitcoins. That's a massive investment in the world of cryptocurrency. To put that in perspective, if they were a country, they'd be up there with El Salvador, rocking the Bitcoin standard. It's a bold move that could redefine their future. This isn't just some PR stunt to get on Twitter's trending page. It's a strategic decision with long-term implications. This is GameStop throwing down the gauntlet. They're challenging the status quo and making a statement. They're basically saying, we're not just a dying brick-and-mortar store anymore. We're evolving, adapting to the digital age. We're going digital, we're embracing the future, and we're coming for Wall Street's lunch money. This is a new era for GameStop, and you know what? Wall Street is starting to sweat. They're feeling the heat because they know the potential impact of GameStop's bold move, because they know exactly what GameStop is capable of. The game is changing, and GameStop is leading the charge. Now, you might be thinking, hold on, how does buying Bitcoin actually benefit GameStop? Well, buckle up, because this is where it gets juicy. Remember those new accounting rules that everyone's been buzzing about, the ones that let companies mark their Bitcoin holdings at whatever the market price is? Yeah, those are about to come into play big time. Suddenly, GameStop's balance sheet is looking a whole lot sexier. Imagine this, Bitcoin goes up 20%. Boom. That's almost $600 million added to GameStop's bottom line overnight. It's like financial magic, except it's totally legal. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. See, when a company's books start looking this good, investors get excited. And when investors get excited, they buy stock. And when the stock price goes up, well, let's just say someone's about to feel a whole lot of pain. Remember those hedge funds we talked about? The ones who bet against GameStop back in 2021? Yeah, they're having some serious flashbacks right now. Because GameStop buying Bitcoin, it's like a greatest hits album of all their worst nightmares. First, there's the market cap multiplier. Look at MicroStrategy, another company that went all in on Bitcoin. Their stock is now trading at 2.5 times the value of their Bitcoin holdings. If the same thing happens to GameStop, we're talking billions of dollars added to their market cap. Second, there's the earnings potential. Imagine Bitcoin goes on a tear, hits $100,000 in a few years. GameStop's sitting on billions in paper profits. They could use that to buy back stock, issue dividends, maybe even buy a small island and rename it Diamond Hands Atoll. The point is, GameStop is playing with fire, and the hedge funds are the ones holding the gasoline. But here's the real kicker. GameStop has an army of loyal fans, millions of them, and these aren't your average run-of-the-mill investors. These are the diamond-handed apes of Reddit, the meme lords, the crypto enthusiasts, and they smell blood in the water. They see GameStop buying Bitcoin as the ultimate power move, the ultimate screw you to the hedge funds, and they're ready to go to war. Imagine this. GameStop decides to issue a Bitcoin dividend. Suddenly everyone who owns GameStop stock gets a little piece of that sweet, sweet digital gold. The demand for Bitcoin skyrockets. The price goes parabolic. Hedge funds are forced to cover their shorts, and the squeeze is on. So can anyone stop this train wreck in slow motion? Enter the regulators, stage left, looking confused and a little bit scared. See, the problem is GameStop is playing by the rules. They're not breaking any laws, they're just exploiting loopholes. Bitcoin is decentralized, so the SEC can't just shut it down. The accounting rules, as absurd as they may be, are the accounting rules. And the hedge funds, well, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. They can either cover their shorts now and take a massive loss, or they can ride this out and risk losing everything. It's a financial Wild West out there, and GameStop is holding all the guns. Remember that wooden horse the Greeks used to sneak into Troy? Well, GameStop's playing the same game, but their weapon isn't soldiers, it's Bitcoin. Wall Street thinks it's just a trade, a gamble. They're wrong. It's a trap, and they're already caught. See, hedge funds make money by predicting the market. They thought they had GameStop figured out, a dying company, easy to short, profits guaranteed. But Bitcoin changes everything. It's volatile, unpredictable, the perfect weapon against a system built on certainty. Every time the price of Bitcoin jumps, GameStop's value jumps with it. Hedge funds have to scramble, cover their bets, lose billions. It's a slow bleed, but it's constant, relentless. And GameStop, they're just getting started. Imagine a button, press it, and GameStop buys another $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. The price jumps, hedge funds squeal. Now imagine GameStop can press that button whenever they want. That's the reality Wall Street is facing. It's not just about how much Bitcoin they buy, it's the timing that's deadly. Got a bad earnings report coming up? Buy some Bitcoin, boost your numbers, watch the stock soar. Hedge funds try to short you, buy more Bitcoin, trigger a squeeze, make them pay. Every purchase is a power play, a strategic strike against a system that's rigged against them. And the best part, it's all perfectly legal. Wall Street wrote the rules, and now GameStop's using them to burn the whole system down. This isn't just about money anymore, it's personal. On one side, you have the hedge fund managers, the Wall Street elite, used to getting their way, used to playing by a different set of rules. On the other side, you have the GameStop investors, the Reddit raiders, the everyday people who got screwed over in 2008, who watched the little guy get crushed while the rich got richer. They're not backing down, not this time. They're in it to win it, for themselves, and for everyone who's ever been told the game is rigged. This is about more than just money. It's about revenge. It's about justice. It's about proving that the little guy can fight back and win. The scariest part, nobody knows how this ends. Wall Street's throwing out doomsday predictions like confetti market crashes, hyperinflation, the collapse of civilization as we know it. But here's the thing. Even if they're right, it doesn't matter. Because the system is already broken. The 2008 financial crisis proved that. The GameStop short squeeze proved that. People are fed up, they're angry, and they're not going to take it anymore. GameStop's Bitcoin move is just the latest symptom of a much larger problem. The system is rigged, and sooner or later it was going to break. The question is, what happens next? Remember those Redditors who predicted the first GameStop squeeze? Yeah, they're back. Armed with memes, DD due diligence, and an unhealthy obsession with Ryan Cohen's tweets, they're digging through financial statements, analyzing blockchain transactions, and predicting GameStop's every move. They're a decentralized army of armchair analysts, and they're driving Wall Street crazy. Every cryptic tweet, every SEC filing, every blockchain whisper is analyzed, dissected, and turned into a meme. They're the eyes and ears of the movement, the hype machine, the FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt, busters. They're also a constant reminder that in the age of social media, information is power, and the little guy has more of it than ever before. Remember when Wall Street laughed at those Reddit nerds, thought they were just a bunch of basement-dwelling meme lords who didn't know the first thing about finance? Yeah, they're not laughing now. See, Wall Street underestimated the power of the internet, the power of community, the power of sheer, unadulterated boredom. They thought they were playing chess. Turns out it was always hungry hippos. Reddit, specifically the subreddit r Wall Street Bets, became the unlikely hero of this story. A place where people could share their love of risky bets, their hatred of hedge funds, and their impressive collection of rocket emojis. And then GameStop happened. What started as a few jokes about a struggling video game retailer quickly turned into something much bigger. People began doing their own research, digging through financial statements, uncovering shady practices, and sharing it all online. This wasn't just about making money, it was about exposing a rigged system, about fighting back against the Wall Street machine, and they did it all with memes, diamond hands, stonks, rockets to the moon. These weren't just jokes, they were rallying cries, symbols of defiance, a way to communicate complex financial concepts in a way that everyone could understand. Then there's Ryan Cohen, GameStop's chairman and the patron saint of the ape movement. Every tweet, every Instagram post, every LinkedIn update is analyzed for hidden meaning, like some kind of financial Nostradamus. A picture of his dog must be a sign to buy more GameStop, a retweet about blockchain technology, Bitcoin announcement imminent, a single emoji. All hell breaks loose. Whether he intends to or not, Ryan Cohen has become the puppet master of the GameStop saga. His every move is scrutinized, analyzed, and memofied. But it's not just about the little guy anymore. The big players have taken notice, and they are making their moves. Institutional investors are buying up GameStop shares, hedge funds are scrambling to cover their shorts, and everyone's trying to figure out what happens next in this unfolding drama. The GameStop saga has become a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more people believe in the squeeze, the more likely it is to happen, creating a cycle of speculation. It's a game of chicken on a global scale, and no one wants to be the first to blink in this high-stakes scenario. This isn't a game, the human cost of the GameStop saga. It's easy to get caught up in the hype, the memes, the potential for life-changing money. But it's important to remember that there are real people behind these trades, people who have poured their life savings into GameStop, who are betting on a future that may never come. The GameStop saga is a story about greed, about hope, about the lengths people will go to for a better life. It's a story that's still being written, and no one knows how it ends. But one thing is for sure, the world of finance will never be the same. The SEC's game of whack-a-mole, can they regulate Bitcoin? The SEC, those brave defenders of the little guy. Just kidding. They're supposed to be the referees of Wall Street, but right now, they're looking more like that one friend who always brings a tennis racket to a gunfight. See, the SEC is built for a world of stocks and bonds where you can track every transaction, regulate every player. Bitcoin. Bitcoin's like that kid who figured out how to climb out the school windows and is busy setting off fireworks in the parking lot while the principal yells uselessly from his office. They've tried to rein it in, they've tried. But every time they think they've got a handle on it, Bitcoin just evolves. Decentralization, baby. It's like trying to nail Jell-O to a tree. Accounting acrobatics, how GameStop can play by the rules and still win. Here's the thing about accounting rules. They're more like guidelines, really. And GameStop, under the watchful eye of their financial ninjas, is about to become the Simone Biles of bending those guidelines without breaking them. Remember those new rules about reporting Bitcoin at fair market value? Sounds simple, right? Except, what fair market value when Bitcoin can swing up or down 20% before breakfast? And who gets to decide to record those gains? GameStop can literally time their earnings reports to inflict maximum pain on short sellers. Need a little boost in Q3? Just realize a few million in Bitcoin profits, boom, stock goes up, hedge funds cry into their caviar. It's financial judo, using your opponent's weight against them. Here's what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. This isn't just an American problem anymore. GameStop is a global company. Bitcoin is a global currency. And when this thing blows, the shrapnel's going to rain down on everyone, remember? A good chunk of those short sellers, not even based in the US. They're in London, Hong Kong, sipping mojitos on some private island while their algorithms bet against your retirement fund. So who regulates mess? Nobody, that's who. It's a jurisdictional nightmare, a tangled web of regulations and loopholes that even the most seasoned financial lawyers wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. Let's say, hypothetically, that things get out of control, like The Big Short on bath salts kind of out of control. What happens then? Well, the powers that be have a few tricks up their sleeves, none of them pretty. First, they can halt trading. Sounds simple, right? Except you can't halt Bitcoin. It trades 24/7 on exchanges all over the world. So while GameStop might be frozen, the underlying asset that's about to blow up the system still chugging along, merrily on its way. Then there's the dreaded market emergency declaration. Basically, they hit the reset button on the whole system, force everyone to cash out at whatever price they can get. Sounds fair. until you realize who gets screwed the most in that scenario. Hint, it's not the hedge funds. The GameStop saga isn't just about video games and Bitcoin. It's about a system that's rigged from the start. A system where the house always wins. A system that's about to get a very rude awakening. We're living in uncharted territory, folks. The old rules don't apply, the regulators are outmatched, and the little guy, armed with nothing but memes and diamond hands, might just be the one to tear it all down. Is it scary? Absolutely. Is it exciting? Hell yes. Buckle up, Buttercups, because we're in for a wild ride. Remember when your mom told you that everything you put on the internet stays there forever? Turns out she wasn't kidding. And in the age of GameStop, that's bad news for anyone trying to keep a secret, especially Wall Street. See, GameStop investors, those diamond-handed apes we talked about, they're obsessed. They don't just buy the stock and kick back with a cold one. They dig, they research, they turn the internet inside out looking for clues. Every SEC filing, every obscure trademark application, every cryptic tweet from Ryan Cohen, it's all evidence. They're like digital detectives piecing together the puzzle, and they're really, really good at it. Speaking of Ryan Cohen, let's talk about the man, the myth, the chairman of the board. Is he just a meme-loving billionaire who stumbled into a revolution? Or is he a chess grandmaster playing four-dimensional financial warfare while everyone else is stuck on checkers? The jury's still out, but one thing's for sure, the man knows how to play the internet. Every tweet is a carefully crafted riddle, every public appearance a chance to drop a breadcrumb, sending the apes into a frenzy of speculation. Is it intentional? Accidental? Does it even matter? Ryan Cohen has become a symbol of the GameStop movement, whether he likes it or not, and his every move is watched, analyzed, and turned into a meme. Here's where things get really interesting. Remember how we talked about Bitcoin being transparent, trackable on the blockchain? Well, that cuts both ways. It means we can see what GameStop is doing with their Bitcoin, every purchase, every transfer, every... Wait a minute, what is? The apes are all over this, like ants on a dropped ice cream cone. They're tracking wallets, analyzing transactions, looking for patterns. And what they're finding is, well, it's kind of terrifying. Large sums of Bitcoin moving between anonymous wallets, sudden spikes in activity, whispers of a secret GameStop project. It's enough to make even the most jaded crypto enthusiast break out in a cold sweat. The options oracle, predicting the squeeze with math and memes. Now let's talk about options. Don't worry, we're not going full Wall Street jargon on you. Just think of options as little bets on the future price of a stock. And right now, there are a lot of bets being placed on GameStop, and they're getting bigger by the day. The apes have become experts in options trading, using complex algorithms and, of course, memes to predict when the next squeeze will hit. They've even got a name for it, the MOAS, mother of all short squeezes. And the date they're all pointing to, March 2025. Why that date? Nobody knows for sure, but when millions of apes, armed with math and memes, agree on something, it's probably not a good idea to bet against them. Get ready for Phase 2. This is bigger than just Bitcoin. Here's the thing about GameStop. They're playing a different game. While most companies are focused on immediate gains, GameStop is looking far into the future. Wall Street is obsessed with short-term profits, with squeezing every last penny out of the system. They thrive on volatility and quick returns. GameStop, they're playing the long game. They're not just looking at the next quarter, but the next decade. The Bitcoin buy, that was just the beginning. It was a signal, a declaration of intent. Phase 1, if you will, a move to get everyone's attention. It was about getting attention, shaking things up, showing Wall Street that the old rules don't apply anymore. It was a wake-up call. Phase 2, that's where things get really interesting. This is where the real transformation begins. Imagine a world where GameStop isn't just a retailer, but a technology platform, a gaming giant, a decentralized powerhouse built on blockchain, and powered by the most passionate, dedicated fan base in the world. A place where gamers and tech enthusiasts come together to create something new. This isn't just about making money anymore, it's about creating a community, a movement. It's about building something new, something better, something that puts power back in the hands of the people. It's about decentralization and empowerment. It's about the future of finance, the future of gaming, the future of, everything. A future where technology and community go hand in hand, and it's just getting started. The journey has only begun and the possibilities are endless. The endgame checkmate or nuclear option. So how does this all end? Does GameStop ride the Bitcoin rocket to victory, leaving a trail of bankrupt hedge funds in their wake? Or does Wall Street, in a desperate bid for survival, flip the table, triggering a financial meltdown that makes 2008 look like a picnic? It's a nail-biting standoff, a financial game of chicken where nobody can afford to blink. The apes are holding strong, their diamond hands gripping their GameStop shares and their Bitcoin wallets with unwavering faith. Wall Street, meanwhile, is caught between a rock and a hard place. They can admit defeat, cover their shorts, and accept the losses, a bitter pill to swallow for an industry built on the belief that it always wins. Or they can double down, manipulate the markets, try to crush the squeeze, and risk unleashing a financial apocalypse that could bring the whole system crashing down. A world after the Moas, Lambos for all or financial apocalypse. Let's say for a moment that the apes are right, that the Moas arrives, the short squeeze triggers a cascade of margin calls, and GameStop's stock price soars to heights previously unimaginable. What happens then? Do the diamond-handed become overnight millionaires buying islands and Lambos with their newfound wealth? Does Bitcoin become the currency of choice for a new generation of investors, ushering in a decentralized financial revolution? Or does the sudden influx of wealth cause hyperinflation, crashing the economy and leaving everyone worse off than before? Do governments, terrified of the power of this new decentralized movement, crack down on cryptocurrencies, ushering in a new era of financial surveillance and control? The truth is, nobody knows. The GameStop Saga is a journey into uncharted territory, a financial experiment with potentially world-altering consequences. It's a story that's still being written, and the ending is far from certain. The revolution will be decentralized, GameStop's legacy beyond the squeeze. Regardless of what happens with the stock price, the short squeeze, the Moas, GameStop has already achieved something remarkable. They've become a symbol of resistance, a rallying cry for a generation disillusioned with a rigged financial system. They've shown that the little guy, armed with nothing but a smartphone and a healthy distrust of authority, can take on the giants of Wall Street and win. They've proven that the internet, for all its flaws, can be a powerful tool for democratizing information, for organizing collective action, and for challenging the status quo. The GameStop Saga is a stark reminder that the financial system, for all its complexity and jargon, is ultimately just a set of rules, a game that can be learned, played, and ultimately rewritten. The final boss fight. This is about more than just money. In the end, the GameStop story isn't just about video games or Bitcoin or even money. It's about power. It's about the dynamics that shape our society and the forces that influence our daily lives. Who has it, who doesn't, and who gets to decide? It's a tale of David versus Goliath, where the underdogs are challenging the status quo. It's about a system that's been rigged against the little guy for far too long, a system that's ripe for disruption. The traditional gatekeepers are being questioned and the old rules are being rewritten. The apes, with their memes and their diamond hands, have exposed the cracks in the facade. They've shown that collective action can make a difference. They've shown that the emperor has no clothes. The illusion of invincibility surrounding the financial giants has been shattered. And they've inspired a generation to question the rules, to demand better, to fight for a fairer system. This movement is about more than just financial gain. It's about social justice and equity. This is about more than just making a quick buck. It's about creating a legacy, about ensuring that future generations inherit a world where fairness and opportunity are not just ideals but realities. It's about taking back control, about building a future where the little guy has a fighting chance. It's about resilience, determination, and the belief that change is possible. It's about proving that even in a world dominated by institutions and algorithms, the human spirit, fueled by community, passion, and a healthy dose of humor, can still prevail. It's about the power of unity and the strength found in numbers. Game on, the battle has just begun, and the future is unwritten. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.